Hey everybody, what's going on? Good to be with you. Here once again in rainy California, Northern California that is. Man, we've gotten so much rain this year, it's not funny. But, well, days that keep me indoors, might as well spin some records, right? And I got a good stack to show you guys this time, some interesting stuff here. So let's just jump in like madmen, shall we? Alright, first up is Genesis. A special live recording collection. This is Genesis, the BBC broadcasts, and it pretty much covers damn near their whole career as far as BBC live recordings. So these are all FM broadcast recordings. There's look at the guys in the back there. It's not all Phil Collins. I mean, there is some Peter Gabriel stuff on here as well. It goes back all the way to 1972, and that's when Gabriel was still in the band. And I think there's one track from 1971, which was Stagnation, the song Stagnation. So it does have, I mean, the first 6 songs are with Peter Gabriel singing lead vocals, and from that point on, it's all Genesis. Phil Collins era Genesis, excuse me, where he was the lead singer. And, which is fine with me because I love all eras of Genesis. All the years of Genesis, all the albums and different live lineups. So I'm good with that, but I'm sure there's some hardcore fans that pretty much wanted it all Gabriel. But oh well, it is what it is. These are, like I said, these are FM broadcast recordings. This is nice packaging. Look at this. This whole big picture here is the front, the tri-gatefold. So it's actually pretty nice. And show you once again the 2 group photos here. So it's actually a real nice package. I like it. I like it a lot. And like I said, these are FM broadcasts, so there's kind of a compression sound to the audio, since these are all radio broadcasts. I'm sure their engineer, producer, Nick Davis, probably went in the studio and tried to clean these tracks up best he could. And he for the most part, he did a great job. My favorite set of recordings that they cover in this collection is from 1980. It's the Lyceum Ballroom. There's the custom label there for the Gabriel era songs. Then just a standard label on the other side. Yeah, the Lyceum Ballroom in 1980 is probably my favorite years that they cover in this BBC broadcast collection. Because the album was Duke, and I really love the Duke tour. I have a lot of Duke era bootlegs on CD and on DVD as well. So I'm glad that era was represented here, and represented pretty well too. As it's my as far as bootlegs go, that was my favorite of the band. Oh, and it came with this this photo print of the album artwork, the front, and some of the pictures in the back. Nice little freebie they throw in there. And this is record 2. This is a 3-record set, by the way. I don't know if I said that. This is the 2nd record. And we got a different custom label here. I guess that symbolizes domino. And I don't know if the domino is represented, that would be Invisible Touch Tour. That's not quite on this record. I don't know why they put the domino on this record, as it's still 70s and early 80s, but nonetheless, some good bootlegs collected here. I always loved that picture of the band. That is a cool photo of early days of Genesis. And here's the other side of the insert. Cool stuff. Genesis is my favorite live. Well, they're my favorite band, period. But I got so excited to see them live. I've seen them live 3 times now. uh, Invisible Touch tour, We Can't Dance tour, Turn It On Again tour. Unfortunately, I didn't catch the last Domino tour as it didn't come to the West Coast, so unfortunately missed that. I have like the rehearsal DVD of it. This is the last album of the set. Really cool there. And there's our custom label, the We Can't Dance logo, multiplied a bunch of times. But this is a really good set. It does end with the We Can't Dance era, Knebworth Park, 1992. They also cover, on the album series, they also cover Wembley Stadium 1987, and like I said, Lyceum 1980, Wembley 1975, and the recordings from 1971 and 72 are on the album set. Now, they also have this on a CD set as well, which contains more music, more songs. It actually covers the Calling All Stations era too. And I have a bootleg of that whole show that it's from, but they selected two songs from it. One of the songs was Dividing Line, which was one of my favorite songs performed live from that tour. So so if you want more music, and there's also more Peter Gabriel songs, where he's the lead singer on that collection as well. So if you want more music, you might want to go the CD route, because it does contain more songs, more tracks than the vinyl version. And I have both. I have the CD version, and I have, of course, now the vinyl version. And I'm real happy with this collection. It's a great collection, especially for a Genesis fan like me. You know, when you buy this, take in mind, these are radio broadcasts kind of brightened up as best they can be brightened up. But you still hear that compressed FM radio audio sound. But for the Genesis fan of me, I love having this. When I take long drives, I take the whole CD. I take a couple of CDs with me. I think it's like a 4 or 5 CD box set for the CDs, and it's a great listen. It's a great listen. And the vinyl is a fun spin too. So real glad I got the Genesis BBC collection. All right, let's move on to a different band now. Missing Persons, Spring Session M. What's great about this, this is the 40th anniversary pressing of the album. It's crazy to hear that this album's 40 years old. I think this repressing came out in September, I believe. But I just lately managed to score a very cool copy of it. And cool indeed. I mean, it's on colored vinyl. It's on this red and blue splatter vinyl. Beautiful looking record. I love the custom label there. I'm trying not to get too much glare from the light. But it's a nice, sexy looking record. Of course, the other side is the Capitol Records logo label. Really cool looking album. Real excited when I first took this out of the jacket and looked at it for the first time. I thought, wow, this is badass. And I love this album. Some great songs on this album. It's a fun listen. Unfortunately, it doesn't sound as good as my used copy from the 80s. When I dropped the needle on it and started listening to the first song on the album, I noticed it sounds a lot muddier than, well, not a lot muddier, but it sounds muddier than my original from the 80s. So my used copy from the 80s actually sounds a little bit brighter and a little bit louder too. This is slightly low in volume, slightly muddier, and you'll notice it right away if you've heard the 80s vinyl version for years, suddenly you spin this and you hear it's a little muddy right off the bat. How can you not notice it? But with that said, your ears kind of adjust. You get used to it, and And right away, you're there enjoying the album. Came with the original insert, as you can see. Lyrics on the other side. Very fun album. Very fun album. I'm still glad I got, even though my original sounds better than this. I'm so glad I got it because number one, the splatter vinyl looks really cool, and they picked the perfect colors, red and blue, as the splatter vinyl to go with this record. So I'm still very, very excited I have this. And it's like I said, you notice it's muddy at first. You get used to it, and you turn it up a little bit because it's kind of low in volume too. You crank it up and give some volume, and before you know it, you're having a great time with this record. So it doesn't really ruin your enjoyment of it. You can still have a great time with this album, and I do. So, Missing Persons, Spring Session M. Love that one. Here's a record I had before, but not quite this version of it. It's from Marillion. It's for the album Marbles. And oops, I had this on vinyl already. It had a different cover than this. Well, more or less the same cover, but different colors. It was more of a realistic photo. This is a real experimental with the blue and red colors. Blue and red seems to be the theme right now. But there we go. What makes this different than the vinyl version I had before is this is the full version of Marbles. It's a 3-record set. My original record was only a 2-record set, so it was missing a couple of songs. Most notably the song Ocean Cloud, which is a great song. Probably not my favorite Marillion song, but it's a damn good Marillion song. That was left off my 2-record set. And I believe the song The Damage was as well, and a couple others. So it's nice to have the full version of the album. I had the full version, what all the tracks included, on a CD copy of this album. It's just nice to have it on vinyl now. So it almost makes my 2-record set obsolete, but that's okay. Of course, I'm still going to listen to it. This is another Tri-Gatefold. I'm buying records with Tri-Gatefolds now, and I'll show you what it looks like when it's fully opened. Same artwork as my 2-record set, more or less, so that hasn't changed, but I like the care they put into this, the packaging of this. It does feel like you're buying a piece of art, and that's what I like about these Marillion releases. They don't put out something cheap and sloppy. You get your money's worth, and the labels look really nice on this as well. I like the labels on this. Some great songs on this one. Without a doubt, my favorite song on this album is the song called Neverland. I think that's one of my favorite Marillion songs of the Hogarth era. This is a different lead singer at the controls here. And let me show you records. Well, this is record 3. I showed you record 1. This is record 3 because record 2 is a pain in the ass to get out because it's the middle section. But here we go, and different colored labels, which is really nice. I really love this. Really, really love this. I love listening to this. I love listening to this album. It's a great, great album from start to finish. Neverland, like I said, is my favorite song. You're Gone is a great pop song. I'll call it a pop song. There's also a song on here called Fantastic Place, kind of a ballad with a just amazing guitar solo from Steve Rothery. This is record 2. And the lyrics in the back. And like the other one, same design, different colors on the label. Really cool package. I really am so happy to have the full release now of Marbles. Not just the 2-record set minus a few songs. Now I got the whole thing on vinyl. And I like that. I like that a lot. Me being the big Marillion fan too, and got quite a big Marillion vinyl collection. This is a great addition to that. So The Marillion collection just keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger. I once had it on one of these shelves here. Had to move it to a bigger shelf because the whole collection couldn't fit in this little cube. So, you know, that's just what it is to be a vinyl collector. All right, let's keep moving. Keep moving. Another proggy band here is Asia. This is called Fantasia Live in Tokyo. Asia Live. I believe this was recorded in 2007. Gotta get the bifocals on to read this hype sticker. Okay, this is a triple vinyl set, so 3 records. Live in Tokyo 2007, doesn't give an exact date. But yeah, Live in Tokyo, Japan 2007. Featuring Downs, Howe, Palmer, Wetton. Really cool, really cool. And my favorite song on here, believe it or not, well, lots of favorite songs on here, but the one that really makes me giddy is they do a live version of Video Killed the Radio Star on here. The Buggles song. To hear this band play that song, oh, that's just a silly, guilty pleasure of mine. I love it. I love it. I love it. And it's probably the song I love going to the most, believe it or not. This is just the little booklet that comes with the albums. Nice, very nice. 3-record set. It's on black vinyl. It's not on colored vinyl or anything fancy like that, but some nice looking labels. I'll just show you one record. I think there's different colors on each record, but the design is the same, just in different colors. But yeah, great. This is like a reunion gig for this band, and the band sounds fantastic on here. I wish I'd seen them live in person. I would have loved it. It opens up with my favorite song, Time Again. That's the very opening track on here, and that song just kicks on this album. Really love it. They do a live version of Roundabout, so they do cover some Yes. Oh man. Of course, you know, they do some Crimson songs in the Court of the Crimson King. They do that one. And of course the songs that you're going to expect them to do: Heat of the Moment, Only Time Will Tell, Soul Survivor. So yeah, so it's a great live collection. Like I said, it's on three LPs. The band sounds fantastic, and this is now my 3rd live album from Asia. I have a picture disc live album, which I think is from this concert too, but it's just a single picture disc. And then I have another live from Japan from 1981, and now this one from 2007. So before I know it, I'm racking up all the live Asia albums. I wouldn't say I'm a huge Asia fan, but I do like their music, and this is a great collection. All 3 records are fantastic. I love listening to this thing. The first time I listened to it wasn't its entirety, all 3 records. It felt like it took a long time to get through it, but I had a great time. And once I heard Video Killed the Radio Star, I was like, oh man, I love this set. That just did it for me. As silly as that song is, it did it for me. Loved it. I love that so much, I went and bought the collectible 10-inch record, which is just a single to promote the live album. It features the song Heat of the Moment and Only Time Will Tell on a 10-inch single. And I only bought this because I thought it was going to be a good collector piece. Obviously, these 2 songs are included on the 3-record set. This just seemed like a good collector's item, and I figured, why not? Why not? And this is the insert for the 10-inch record. It's very well done, actually, and it's on orange vinyl. And it looks real nice. Sounds great, too. So, real happy to have scored that. It's probably not going to get spun all that much because I'll listen to the whole 3 record set, and these 2 songs are, like I said, are included on it. This just seemed like a good, because this is a limited edition 10-inch single, and it just seemed like a cool collector's item to have. So I just went for it and got it, and I'm very happy I did. This, I am so thrilled I found in a record store. I didn't order this online. I found this in the wild, and I am so damn happy. It's from John Petrucci. Terminal Velocity is the name of his solo album. And this album actually reunited him with Mike Portnoy on drums, former drummer from Dream Theater. And this is a badass record set. This record's been around for a while. I think a year or 2 years it's been around. Portnoy and Petrucci recently did a tour together promoting this album. So Mike was back to playing the drums, backing up John Petrucci on his solo record. It came to Sacramento. I wish I had gone. Unfortunately, I had to miss that show. I saw video, bootlegs of it. Someone filming from the audience on their phone. The very opening song, one surly big guy goes to the very, very front row and just rock and roll. You know how it is. And this is a theater where they want everyone to remain in their seats. So security immediately went to the gentleman, told him to please go back to his seat. He was drunk and stupid and full of hype and told those guys to go F themselves. And let's just say they took him down and escorted him to the exit in their own personal way. And all that was caught on bootleg video, which was like funny to watch. Anyway, and you can see the band reacting to it. They're still playing the opening song, kind of looking at this fight going on between security and this one big guy. And they're just still playing like, oh, well, just keep going. Very funny stuff, but this is a great album. This is a really good album. I just wanted to tell that drunk guy story. Cool stuff. I mean, Petrucci is an excellent guitarist. I love this artwork right here. It looks pretty cool. Really cool, actually. And some good songs on here. Some tasty guitar licks that you'll expect from Petrucci. The guy is one of my favorite guitarists. Very underrated, at least, well, not in the guitar prog world, he's not, but but from the hipsters, they've never heard of him. And this is a great album, It's all instrumental music, there's no vocals, so don't go around looking for some singing or a hit single. You're not going to find it. It's just some kick-ass, hard rock, metal, proggy instrumental songs that are just fantastic. Really, really love what I hear on this record. And here's a John Petrucci merch order form. So if you want to buy a T-shirt or whatnot, that's included in this. Great stuff. The opening song, Terminal Velocity, absolutely kicks. There's another song called The Odd Father. They just throw anything but the kitchen sink on that one, and they have a closest to a hit single is the song Happy Song. And the name pretty much says it all. Real bright and happy, but still rockin' guitar instrumental song. This is a fantastic album. Fantastic if you're into Dream Theater and instrumental metal prog, I guess you could say. You'll love this album. And I've been looking for this album in stores for over a year now and could never find it. And I don't know what it was. I just didn't want to order this online. I wanted to find it in the store. So I just ignored. I saw some links where you can order this online. I ignored all of them. So damn it, one of these days I'm going to find this in a store. And it took over a year, but here it is, and I got it now. Because I think this album's been out just over a year or so. Yeah, it came out in 2020 is the year on here. So it's quite an old album, but I believe it came out in 20. Don't turn 50. Just don't do it. 2020 is the year on here. So maybe it actually was released in 2021. I'm not really sure. For a long time I looked for it, and thank God I finally found it in a record store, not online. So really cool. All right, here is a reissue that I was never going to buy, but the more I looked at it, the more I was very, very curious about this. And the price was not bad. So it is Van Halen 2. This is a reissue. Let's see. Remastered from the original analog tapes by Chris Bellman of Bernie Grundman Mastering. So this is a remastered disc, and I'm telling you, it sounds great. This is the best copy of this album I have. You know, I have a used U.S. pressing. I have a Japanese pressing with the Obi strip. I thought that one was my best copy. No, it's this one. This one sounds fucking badass. Oh my God, a great mix on this. Ballsy. But the high end is crystal clear. Whoa, nice catch. The high end is crystal clear, and it sounds freaking awesome. Freaking awesome. The best mix I've ever heard of Van Halen 2. So far. So, really, really good. Really, really good. I'm glad I bought this. This thing just kills on my stereo. Every song kills on my stereo, but especially the song Somebody Get Me a Doctor. That song sounds amazing on this remaster. The 180 gram vinyl, like I said, remastered from the original analog tapes. Chris Bellman, I don't know who that is, but that's who remastered this, and Chris Bellman from Bernie Grundman Mastering worked on this, and he did a fantastic job. It sounds great. I love the low end. You can really hear the bass and the kick drums and the whole drum set. Cymbals sound real bright and clear. Love it. Eddie's guitar sounds freaking amazing on this. I'm not a very big fan of David Ross vocals, but on this album, his voice sounds great on this album. I actually like this record more than I like Van Halen 1. Maybe some diehard rock fans will agree with me, but I think the music is better on this album than the first one. I mean, they really upped it. I think the first record has all the classic rock hit singles. You know, Running with the Devil, You Really Got Me, Ain't Talking About Love, Ice Cream Man. It has those. I mean, those are classics in the classic rock world. This one, the only one we can claim is Dance the Night Away. as I guess a classic rock tune or hit. But this whole album is all killer. Absolutely all killer. And this is a great reissue of it. I love listening to the audio upgrade on this album. It just sounds incredible. Incredible. So glad I decided just to say, what the heck, let's go get it. If you see this album in a record store with this sticker, this hype sticker on it, you might want to give it a shot, because your ears will thank you. It's a really cool remastering of that. All right, we're gonna end this video with Duran Duran. Why not? Seems like the best place to go. From Van Halen, we're going to go to Duran Duran. I was really pleased to find this. This is Duran Duran live, Hammersmith 1982. This was a record store day release. The last record store day that took place. I remember going to my record store looking for this and didn't find it. A little bummed, but oh well. And I found it. And then I found it just recently, a couple of weeks ago, and man, I love this album. All the great songs are on here. Rio, Hungry Like the Wolf, New Religion, Save a Prayer, Planet Earth, Careless Memories, Girls on Film. some great live versions of these songs. And 82, so they were still somewhat of a new band. There's the insert, really cool. Just a great time to capture them live. Was during the Rio tour, and man, great stuff. It's on gold vinyl. Just absolutely a killer live record. I absolutely love it. This is a 2-record set, and they sound really good on this live recording. They sound awesome on it, and the crowd sounds so into it. The crowd is about just as loud as the band on this, if not louder. Really, really killer live album. So glad I have it. So glad I have it. Unfortunately, I wasn't the biggest fan of Duran Duran in 82. I remember when they had the album Seven and the Ragged Tiger, I believe it's called. That's when I started to notice them the most. It was during that era, which was 84, I believe, and 85. So that's when I started listening or started paying attention to them. And what always turned me off to them was they were such a girls' band, as in they had a lot of girl fans. All their fans were female, which would have been fun to go to their shows, just surrounded by screaming chicks, but... I don't know, I was into guy bands. And, I mean, even though it's an all-dude band in this, I don't know, it seemed like it was just tailor-made for women or girls, and it probably was, but as the years went by, I have to admit, they were good musicians, they were good songwriters, they were a solid band, and this is another vinyl collection that's taken up a ton of room on my shelves, because I got a few... Duran Duran live records too, and a lot of their 80s studio records. So my Duran Duran collection is getting kind of big too. I gotta find a new space for them. But anyway, real glad to have scored this record. It's awesome. Alright, that's gonna do it. That is the haul for this time out. It seems like it's been a while since I made a video. It's probably only like 4 or 5 weeks, but it seems longer. Anyway, hope everyone's doing good. Hope everyone's keeping dry. It's pouring rain right now as I'm looking out the window as I'm filming this. I wish the rain would stop here because I'm due for some sunshine, and I can't wait for it to finally start feeling like spring around here. Anyway, hope everyone, like I said, hope everyone's doing good. Hope you guys are spinning records, and talk to me in the comments and we'll get a little chitter chatter going. All right, take care. Later days.